Welcome to this edition of ARTV News. I'm Tony Beauvais. In today's show, the Melbourne Magic Festival, Hannah Quinlivan's Bound for the Sky, The Outsiders Melbourne, Poetry Open Mic, Black Dog and ARTV Magazine. An artist's collaboration is on now at the Jackman Gallery with works from Frank Malerba and Eddie Wayono. Recognised in Melbourne and nationally for his sculptural works, Malerba continually delights viewers with his lyricism of line translated into steel. Working from line drawings, Malerba creates sculptures of the drawings formed out of laser-cut steel. Artist Eddie Wayono provides the original imagery and conceptual framework, which Wayono then brings to life on canvas. The result is a compelling visual dialogue. Malerba's vision interpreted through Wayono's painterly finesse, highlighting a new facet of Malerba's artistic exploration. Frank Malerba is also the director of Jackman Gallery, continuing to contribute to the Australian art scene as both creator and curator. See the website for further details. Hannah Quinlivan's passion for creating site-specific public artworks is truly inspiring, and many of her fans often struggle to keep pace with her ambitious projects emerging from her studio. Flinders Lane Gallery presents Bound by the Sky, which explores the profound yet often unspoken connection we all share beneath the expanse of the sky. The artist examines the interplay of human interconnectedness and environmental fragility. This is not merely an observation of physical reality that the sky literally envelopes us all, nor is it solely a metaphysical notion. Instead, it is an exploration of our shared condition, inextricably tied to the ecological and political realities of our time. This event is part of the Melbourne Design Week 2025, an initiative of the Victorian Government through Creative Victoria. The South African Film Festival was recently held at the Classic Cinema, Elsternwick, and has proven to be a festival with a conscience. The net proceeds from the South African Film Festival goes towards supporting Education Without Borders, which was established in 2002, providing educational opportunities for disadvantaged young people in South Africa. In its 7th year, the festival features an immersive and cultural program of feature films, short films and documentaries, curated to showcase the diversity of South Africa. Through in-cinema screenings and a virtual on-demand program, South African-made films were presented from the most promising filmmakers, many of whom have garnered national film and television awards and international accolades. Thrones, the musical parody, is taking the city by storm at the Alex Theatre in St Kilda. This is no ordinary fan tribute. The show is a certified smash hit. The widely acclaimed parody hilariously crams all 8 seasons of the blockbuster TV show Game of Thrones into a wild 90 minutes. Become enthralled as a talented cast sings and dances their way through their own warped idea of Westeros, complete with unique versions of iconic plots and twists, and a side-splitting original score featuring highlights from every season. It is a deliriously funny, energetic and anachronistic summary of an unforgettable saga, so get ready to laugh until you're at King's Landing. Thrones, the musical parody, at the Alex Theatre in St Kilda. For tickets and showtimes, visit the Alex Theatre website and follow the links for all the details. St Kilda Film Festival is Australia's longest running short film festival and has been showcasing Australian short films since 1983. Experience Australia's top short films from the best emerging and acclaimed filmmakers spread across a sprawling selection of themed sessions, plus filmmaker talks, workshops, international showcases and so much more. Presented by the City of Port Phillip, the St Kilda Film Festival supports the Australian film industry by turning the spotlight on exceptional films by both emerging talent and short works by accomplished industry professionals. Each year, the festival welcomes submissions to Australia's top short film competition, showcasing the finalists in the festival program. Dive into our epic 11-day program and discover your must-see cinema of the year. Check out the website for all the details.
Imagine a world where the impossible becomes possible. where illusions dazzle and astonish. This July, Melbourne transformed into a haven for magic enthusiasts as the Melbourne Magic Festival returns, promising a spellbinding experience for all ages. Whether you are a lifelong fan or a curious newcomer, prepare to be enchanted. From early to mid-July, the festival showcases over 200 performances across 44 shows, featuring international stars and local talents alike. Highlights include the Great Kaplan Princess Vaudevillian flair for 2 exclusive shows, blending comedy and magic in a performance that's both nostalgic and fresh. Experience the Close-Up Magic Gala Show, where sleight-of-hand experts perform astonishing feats right before your eyes. For families, Mojo and Jimmy, the Totally Awesome Magic Show, offers a delightful adventure filled with laughter and wonder. Aspiring magicians can attend workshops and lectures, including sessions by renowned illusionists sharing their secrets. The festival hub at Arrow on Swanston becomes a magical epicenter with film venues like the Houdini Theatre and the Slidini Showroom, hosting a variety of acts. Interactive experiences like the Backstage Pass allow attendees to glimpse the inner workings of a magician world. Don't miss this opportunity to immerse yourself in the enchanting world of magic. The Melbourne Magic Festival runs in early to mid-July 2025. Tickets are now on sale, with discounts available for early bookings. Visit the website to explore the full program. Prepare to be amazed.
A world-first exhibition has just landed, bringing 2 of the most beloved brands in the galaxy together like never before. The LEGO Star Wars The Exhibition is now open at Melbourne Museum. This isn't just any build. It's the brainchild of renowned LEGO certified professional Ryan Brickman. He and his team have unleashed over 8 million LEGO bricks to bring iconic characters, legendary battles, and stunning landscapes from a galaxy far, far away to breathtaking life. This colossal undertaking took more than 25,000 hours to complete, with every single brick meticulously placed in Melbourne at the Brickman headquarters. You'll step into a world of gargantuan spaceships and scenes you thought only existed on screen, now in incredible LEGO brick detail. But this exhibition isn't just about admiring the masterpieces. It's an immersive, hands-on journey. Visitors are invited to help build massive LEGO Star Wars landscapes brick by brick, take part in exciting hands-on activities, and see their own LEGO Star Wars creations digitally come to life as they choose their allegiance. It's truly an engaging experience designed for fans of all ages. So, may the bricks be with you. LEGO Star Wars, the exhibition, is now open at Melbourne Museum. Don't miss this epic, galaxy-first adventure. Check the Melbourne Museum website for tickets and session times.
If you're looking for a welcoming space to share your words, or simply enjoy the power of live poetry, head to the Motley Openhaus, a weekly open mic night at the Motley BLKDOG. Open to everyone from experienced poets and storytellers to first-time performers. This event invites the community to express themselves through poetry, short stories, spoken word, and creative readings of all styles. The atmosphere is relaxed and inclusive, making it an ideal platform for emerging voices to be heard. Performers are encouraged to bring original pieces, and there is no need to book in advance. Just turn up and sign up on the night. The audience can expect a wide range of performances, from personal poems to humorous monologues and thought-provoking narratives. It is held at 118 Elgin Street, Carlton. The venue offers a cozy and artistic environment, with drinks available from the bar, and the entry is completely free. Each session runs from 7:30 to 10 p.m. every Wednesday to engage with Melbourne's creative scene and connect with fellow writers and listeners. Whether you are performing or just attending, Motley Openhaus is a unique way to experience the diverse voices of the local arts and community. For more information, visit the website themotley.com.au.
Ever wonder what happens when world-famous street art step indoors? Welcome to the Outsiders Melbourne, a free, immersive exhibition bringing the bold spirit of the streets into the heart of the city. Running until May at Flinders Lane, This unique event showcases over 100 artworks from some of the world's most iconic street artists, including Banksy, Ron, Invader, Ron English, and more. Whether it's political, playful, or deeply personal, each piece captures the raw emotion and voice of urban life. One of the biggest highlights is a Banksy room, featuring rare, original pieces that have never been shown in Australia before. You will also explore work by artists like Invader, known for his playful mosaic street pieces, and Ron English, who mixes pop culture with powerful social message. Each artwork has its own personality, bold and emotional, showing just how diverse and meaningful street art can be. To top it up, the exhibition includes recreated artist studio, giving visitors a behind-the-scenes look at how street art is created, from sketch to wall. Put together by longtime collectors Sandra Powell and Andrew King. This exhibition is a celebration of creativity that breaks boundaries and invites everyone in, and best of all, it's completely free. So if you are in Melbourne, want to experience powerful stories told through spray paint and passion, don't miss the Outsiders Melbourne. Visit the Outsiders Melbourne's website for more detail.
Let's step into a world of suspense in light, forms and fragile beauty. This is Bound by the Sky, an extraordinary wood conduit by artist Hannah Quinlivan, where steel and perspex don't just build forms, but stories. Stories about us, about the sky above, and about the fragile thread that ties humanity to the natural world. Suspended from the gallery ceiling, delicate shapes unfold like clouds caught in a moment of flight, weightless yet anchored, fluid yet strong. Each curve invites you to trace the invisible connection between earth and air, past and future, human and environment. As you move through the space, the sculpture shifts, casting shadows and capturing light, turning architecture into something alive and breathing. You might find yourself pulsing, caught in silent conversation with the sky itself, feeling the tensions between limitless freedom and unseen boundaries. Bound by the Sky is not just an exhibition, it's a meditation on what holds us, what we carry, and what slips just beyond our reach. Let's step into this immersive journey at Flinders Land Gallery in Melbourne. Let Hannah Quinlivan, breathtaking sculptures, take you on a journey into a world that feels both expansive and beautifully delicate. To learn more about this event, visit their website for more information.
The Melbourne Arts Centre and the Australian Recording Industry Association have partnered up to create one of the most exciting music exhibitions in the world. The Australian Music Vault showcases artefacts and memorabilia from the complete history of Australian music, which is sure to excite all music goers. This free exhibition that is open every day from 10 AM to 5 PM currently has 6 showcase sections. The Agents of Change section allows visitors to relive the history of Australian musicians, using their talents to strive for social and political improvements. The Wild Ones takes a deep dive into the trailblazers of Australian music, from Johnny O'Keefe to Molly Meldrum, and you can see the amazing work of our First Nation artists in the National Indigenous Music Awards Hall of Fame. The other showcases include The Real Thing, a display of the impact that artists and producers have had on creating the Australian sound. The Melbourne Electric Sound Studio covers how a small, non-for-profit organisation revolutionised the ability and process of producing music. And Two-Way Traffic explores the history of our biggest international acts, as well as overseas stars performing in our backyard. If all those archived footage, restored instruments, and historical outfits somehow don't excite you, the Music Vault also offers immersed short films inside the amplifier, as well as the ability to create your own mixtape as you enjoy the exhibition. And with new experiences, footage, and objects on the way, there is always an incentive to come back to the vault. For more information, interviews including Australian music legends such as Paul Kelly and John Farman, Or for more fun music-related activities, go to australianmusicvault.com.au.
What does it feel like to grow up in a world that it wasn't made for you? That's the question at the heart of Black Dog, a dance theatre performance that's returning to Melbourne as part of Rising 2025. Combining hip-hop with contemporary movement, this Olivier Award-winning production dives deep into the emotion of youth, trauma, grief, and survival. Told entirely through movement by the British choreographer Baptiste Seva. Presented by Seva's company, Far From The Norm, Black Dog features 7 performances using hip-hop and experimental movement to reflect the emotions. The choreography is both raw and precise, set against a striking soundtrack by Torben Lars, with moody lighting and costumes that reflect childhood protection and adult vulnerability. The performance has been praised internationally for its honesty and intensity. Audiences can expect a moving and immersive experience that focuses on self-discovery, emotional pain, and resilience, all told through the language of dance. Last year's Rising Festival brought large crowds and exciting new works to Melbourne, and Black Dog can be promising to build on that energy with a performance that's both personal and political for this year. This performance runs from the 4th to the 7th of June, and is one of over 60 events featured in Rising 2025. The city's winter festival celebrating new art, music, and performance from around the world. To book tickets or learn more about the show, visit 2025 Rising Melbourne website.
I'm your host, Morgan Ray. Joining us from the Mars Gallery is Belle Basson, an experimental visual artist. Welcome to the show, Belle.
Thanks.
So we'll start right where we met, which is in Mars, and you have your exhibition. And this was, it's a body of work that covers sculpture, painting, even video. Mm-hmm. How did that even start?
Okay, so this body of work actually started 3 years ago. So there's sort of a break because of COVID, but that generally a body of work is about 2 years or so for me. And it actually started with this question about how images arrive in the mind of artists. So I was sort of looking at some early female abstractionists, which quite funny, there's like a Hilma af Klint show on at the moment at the Art Gallery of New South Wales, and she was one of the artists I was looking at, where a lot of early female abstractionist artists, their practices have this sort of tangential relationship to form. A lot of them have like spiritualist practices that they were sort of merging together, and so I felt like in that experimental space between kind of spiritualism and the envisioning of sort of forms in art practice, you kind of sort of have this little world where a whole lot of these artists were trying to kind of have relationships with forms. Like, so if you think about that mental space, it's kind of a bit hard to talk about, but like either we're trying to imagine something or something is arriving from outside of us, like whichever way that it's happening. In this body of work, wanted to try and preserve that ethereal kind of nature of a form. And so I basically continually approached, so like a form that's arriving behind me right now, I continually approached these forms like in a range of different media. So I sort of tried them as choreographies and as sound scores and as drawing. Like drawing's probably the first kind of point in my practice where I'll do lots of sketches. I first tried it on a train station in Greece with a few other artists, and then eventually I sort of brought in more collaborators and we took it to Bunnings, and because it just kind of felt right at the time. So yeah.
Right. From Greece to Bunnings. So
yeah.
Obviously it started before COVID, like you said, 3 years ago.
When you could leave.
And then landed in Bunnings, and then you actually had some time to work on this. And what you see behind me is a little bit of all the process.
Yeah, so I basically, like, I have this huge process where I just keep drawing and just keep reimagining the work. And actually, sort of at a halfway point, I showed the work at Temperance Hall in a much more kind of experimental way, where I had performances happening every 11 minutes and sound scores kind of going off in the space. And when I was showing it there, I kept running to Bunnings to repair things, like to get more nuts and bolts. And then while I was in Bunnings, I was like, oh, I actually really love this space. Like, something about those aisles, I was like, oh, it kind of made me, you know that feeling when they play really good music in like a shopping centre or something and you want to dance?
Yes.
It was basically that, where I was like, oh, actually, I really want to dance in this space. And so I sort of moved the girls, these 3 dancers that I was working with, and Prue Lang, a choreographer that I was working with as well, and we went to Bunnings and quickly filmed it there, and they were very kind to us and like allowed us to shut down the aisle, so it was really nice. Yeah.
I love that mix of art in unexpected spaces, such as a hardware store.
Yeah.
And then you used like this form and traced it, and it became, well, not traced it, but you explored it, and it became that painting that we kind of saw going around on the graphic. And it's such, once you explain that to me, I did connect further with your work. I mean, being in the public space, like when you filmed these, what were some of the reactions?
So Bunnings was great. Like they're sort of, this is the most like visited aisle, the nuts and bolts aisle, and so there was a crowd of people by the time we'd finished filming. I think we only filmed for like 20 minutes, but it caused a big crowd who were waiting to get their nuts and bolts, and they all were really positive about it. They were all kind of hugging, and when I turned around, there was all these kind of couples hugging and watching like a contemporary dance piece, which was quite beautiful. And the guys that ran the aisle were like, well, we've never had anything like this in the aisle before. And well, at the train station in Greece, we got kicked out. So that's kind of like, which is quite a normal thing. Like another artist, Nathan Gray, filmed for us, and so he was on the other side of the platform, and we'd sort of got halfway through the shuffle when a train went by, and then suddenly he was like, I hope you enjoyed that because we have to go now. Not what you wanted. I love train stations and places like that because I find them so cinematic, but I've been kicked out of a lot of them, but they let us keep our footage, so I was quite happy.
In some ways. Yeah. You've created all this work, and then you are kind of restrained to what can be shown, but you know, giving a sampling of this body of work, what you're capable of, the ideas. It's quite strong, and I love how you could see this, you know, having the performances. You mentioned this other, I guess, body of work that you're starting. Is that what's next for you, or what should we look for?
I was in New York. I did a residency at ICP just before we all had to race home, and I got really interested in my Jewish heritage, which isn't something that I have ever kind of explored because I'm not usually interested in kind of identity politics too much, like I in my own practice. So I've been kind of drawing and kind of hearing family stories, and have been planning out these kind of like really large drawings that I used to call obliteration drawings, where it's just kind of very fine detail across these huge grids. So it sort of relates back to those works.
Wow.
Sorry if that's a bit everywhere.
No, it's quite an interesting journey, and really relevant to what's going on now. So we'll see where that carries you.
If you'd like to let us know about any live event coming up next month within the inner Melbourne region, just shoot us an email at info@artv.com.au. Thanks for tuning in and for supporting the arts. We'll see you next month.